Spent the last year Rocky Mountain Way as the Braves took on the Colorado Rockies in Colorado. Antonio Senzatella was on the mound for the Rockies, making his 23rd start of the season. And in the first inning, he would get Freddie Freeman to pop up, but it didn't look like that off the bat. It was a loud out, caught at the warning track. We move on to the bottom half of the first. R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer, was on the mound for the Braves. In the bottom half of the first, it would be Charlie Blackmon hitting one down the left field line into the corner. It's going to be a leadoff double for him, and then he would eventually steal third base, gets himself into scoring position already in the first inning. Nolan Arenado at the plate, 1-2 count on him. He grounds one right past the Dickey, fields it himself, 2 down. And then Trevor Story comes up, he goes down swinging a knuckleball, it's still scoreless. Move on to the bottom half of the second. Mark Reynolds hits a ball into right field. Austin Jackson fields, fires to the plate, and the runner is dead meat. What a throw by Austin Jackson, still scoreless. Top half of the fourth now, Dansby Swanson hits one into right center field over the head of Gonzalez, and Swanson thinks about 3, but he ends up holding up at second for a double wisely. So he's on second. 2-2 count on Freeman. Another loud, long fly ball for another out, but this time it's going to move Swanson up to third base. The throw is past the cutoff man. Catcher has to come in. Nobody's covering home plate, so Swanson is able to go and score as they could not get to the plate in time. 1-0 Braves. Now we move on to the bottom half of the fifth. Garcia with a nice play over at third to keep Arenado off the bases and end the inning. So still 1-0 Braves. We move on to the top half of the sixth, where Jace Peterson, playing second base in the day, hits one into right center field past the leaping glove of Gonzalez. He has himself a double. He would eventually get over to third, but then Dansby Swanson could not drive him in. Ground ball to Arenado. You're not going to get it past him. He fires over to first. Still 1-0. Bottom half of the sixth now is DJ LeMahieu. Hits one into left field for a single. Next batter up is Mark Reynolds, and with him it's either a strikeout or a home run. And the Braves just happen to run into the home run side as Mark Reynolds clobbers one into the left field seats, makes it a 2-1 Rockies lead. Just like that, the Purple's on top. Mark Reynolds, 15th home run of the season, 419 feet on that one. And now we move on to the top half of the ninth, where Greg Holland comes on looking for his 27th save of the season, but he would not be so lucky with 2 outs. First pitch swinging, Freddie Freeman going oppo-poppo. Enough of the loud outs. He goes opposite field for the home run, ties the game in the top half of the ninth. His 32nd ding-dong of the season. Move on to the bottom half of the ninth, where Chaz Rowe is on the mound. He's facing Gerardo Parra, the pinch hitter. He would hit one right back at the middle past the diving glove of Dansby Swanson. So Parra on first base, and then Steven Cargiulo comes in to pinch hit. He would also have a single right back up the middle, so it's first and second for the Rockies, and the Braves stop messing around. They bring in Chris Medlin out of the bullpen to try to get out of the jam. 1 out, runner on first and second. 2-0 count to Charlie Blackmon. He's swinging. It's going to be a 6-4-3 tailor-made double play as Medlin gets out of the jam. Move on to the top of the 10th, where Mike Dunn is on the mound for the Rockies. Still tied at 2, obviously. Perez hits one up the middle, but Trevor Story with an absolutely insane diving play gets Perez's first as well. Move on to the bottom of the 10th, where you might as well call it a series of unfortunate events by Lemony Snicket, as Trevor Story gets one past Jace Peterson at second. He's on first. Doesn't technically count as an error, but it basically was. And then Carlos Gonzalez. Medlin cannot handle his dribbler, and Gonzalez gets himself a single. Should have also been an error, but it's now first and second with 2 outs, and DJ LeMahieu's hitting one in the right center field. They're going to have no play at the plate, and the Rockies walk this one off in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Trevor Story comes home to score on the DJ LeMahieu RBI single, and the Rockies come out on top 3-2 in extras here in Colorado. Mark Reynolds was the player of the game. He went 2 for 3 on the day with a home run, a 2-run shot. He also had a single. Mike Dunn gets the win. He's now 2-3, while Chris Medlin gets the loss. He's now 2-7 coming out of the bullpen for the Braves this season. 3-2 is your final. With that being said, it's going to wrap things up here for this edition of Atlanta Braves Baseball. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.